When you get to university, I assume it's going to be very difficult to manage work or relationships or family.
I think university is the time where you have to find your path for your future and all that.
I think you'd have a lot more freedom.
I think the pressure would be a lot bigger, but you wouldn't really have so much to rely on.
Basically for me, like high school's like the important thing for me finishing. I want to be able to set a good example for my younger sister who's going into year 10 next year and say to her like, well, I finished year 12, so I guess you can finish it as well.
We have some really big issues trying to get kids to do further education. It's really hard for them to sort of see themselves beyond that Frankston sort of world.
Their knowledge of education and experience at a tertiary school or a university is quite limited.
The definition of this program for these students is to look at education outside of high school. The week with us is like a mini diploma. It's a little kind of sample of what they would do if they studied here for the 2 years.
This program kind of makes kids have an accessibility to something that they just wouldn't even know exists in the world.
On Monday we arrived and I was like, whoa, there's more than one RMIT building. Like, really?
So the week's divided up on location and in studio, pretty much how it is in studying the diploma. A lot of the stuff we plan for the Monday is around just making them feel comfortable.
The Monday brief is a still life exercise. So we give them a variety of props, plates, cups, coloured paper and a whole lot of sugar. And the first day, which is kind of exciting for them, ends with a lolly shoot.
We set them up, we put them in different angles, we used the camera in different angles and took photos of the lollies.
On the Tuesday and part of the Wednesday, we take them out and they just photograph around the city.
So we have half of them in studio and we have half of them out in the city taking photos with guides.
With the goal of getting at least one shot that they can then exhibit for the end of the week.
We get dressed up, we do makeup if that's what people want.
I'm colouring in her eyes to stand out against a black mask to match her blue corset.
They get to kind of experience both, I guess, and what it really is like working in a studio environment and what it's like having pressure outside with a brief and time and all of that kind of thing.
It felt like a normal class, but more like interactive and more like you can communicate freely. Other than just sit down and focus, you can just be loose and be creative.
The last few days in the city makes me consider if I should be a photographer. It's actually fun.
But the Thursday is just in the lab.
It was pretty interesting because we've never really done much editing. That was the biggest highlight.
When I first went to the room, they put us onto Photoshop.
The ins and outs of it, and the basics and stuff that we're going to be able to use throughout the week.
I've had a fun time playing around with it and learning the new skills.
In such a short time, they were able to create something extraordinary where normally they wouldn't have had that opportunity. Starting with nothing and ending up with something, whether it's a film or some fantastic photographs.
Our very first lot of students we taught in 2011, I've met 3 of them and they are applying to come back to RMIT to study our course in the higher ed course.
If we actually had to charge what this would cost as a program to run outside of being fully funded by RMIT, there's no way that we'll be able to get the kids that are here today here. It's such an amazing thing to be able to give kids the opportunity to come in, have a real insight not only into what a university life is like, but also what the city is like.
I didn't know what to expect coming in, but it was actually really fun.
I actually might do photography in the future. It's very interesting.
I I've always wanted to go to university to see how things work, and I've already learnt a lot. I would definitely see myself coming to this uni or any other RMIT, TAFE.
I was actually kind of scared about uni, but now I'm actually kind of still scared, but I'm okay.
I've changed my mind about uni. Yes, I probably could see myself coming to uni.
Before, I was very skeptical of how things were going to work out, what I was going to do. That's definitely changed. This experience has changed my mind a lot. I want to come to uni now.